evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, the YouTuber, sign off and imitator, never duplicators, superstar Tim Vicious. I'm gonna go over hell and I said in Chicago, Illinois, which yep, man, I gotta tell you, this was a pretty damn good show. I thoroughly enjoyed the damn show. There was only one match on the card that I could not get behind, and well, I'm pretty sure you're gonna know what it is when we get to it. So with that said, let's get into this week's show. Hell in a Cell. News broke earlier in the day before the show started. Cody tore his pectoral muscle, the pectoral muscle, and there was questions and talk. Is he going to be able to compete? How is he going to be able to? This, that, and the other. Honestly, my first thought was, if they're reporting it, there's got to be some kind of a work, right? And we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to that match. But with that said, now let's get into the show. First match of the night. Women's triple threat match. Whoo, doggy, needed the heart pills to start the show. Becky Lynch, Asuka, and then Bianca Belair and whoo, doggy. Man, there was solid action all over by all three. Loved the match. I really dug the hell out of it. All three, had a lot of good back and forth with all the girls getting to shine. And, man, I can't put it over enough on how good it was. There was a good amount of near falls. It didn't feel like there was too much. Didn't feel like there was too little. It hit just right. And it was solid all around. I thoroughly fucking enjoyed the shit out of this match. Bianca wound up getting the win, and on how that happened, Becky wound up doing a manhandle slam to Asuka. Afterwards, Becky got thrown out by Bianca, which was a little turn in place, given that for a majority of the match, Becky was constantly doing a throwing somebody out of the ring game to try and capitalize because she's a bad guy. She's gonna do bad guy-like things, But either way, Bianca threw Becky out and then wound up getting the pin on Asuka. The following night on Raw, they did a fatal four-way to see who's going to be the #1 contender to go against Bianca at Money in the Bank. That match had Doudrop, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. Rhea wound up getting the win. So at Money in the Bank, we're going to get Bianca versus Rhea. And Becky had a match earlier in the night on Raw against Dana Brooke, who somehow Dana wound up winning the 24/7 title. And then Becky insisted that the match then be for the 24/7 title. Asuka ran interference and cost Becky the win on that. So let it be said in the record books, Dana Brooke has a win over Becky Lynch. But yeah. Next up, we had Omos and MVP going against the almighty Bobby Lashley. And at the start, man, it was like two big hosses going at it right from the start with Omos and Lashley in there. And when MVP got in, MVP got in there, and it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the reason why I thoroughly enjoyed it is because, heaven forbid, a handicap match actually should have the tag team actually utilize their handicap advantage. And guess what? They fucking did! They kept running interference. They kept running hot shot. They kept running breaking up near falls. So, yes, it was very much so well needed. It was so thoroughly enjoyed seeing that. Absolutely loved that. It was a breath of fresh air because normally when you see handicap matches, see the guy with the handicap dominating over both, and it's just like, what the fuck? Just feels like it takes away the reality concept. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know for a fact there are guys out there that could beat 2 or 3 dudes at one time. But in wrestling, you know, you're trying to tell a story, just give a sense of storytelling with having odds stacked against them. Now, match came to an end when Cedric Alexander came in and ran interference on Omos, and this came to be because Cedric wound up trying to say something to P before the match, and MVP just looked at him like, no, now listen. We gave you chance after chance after chance. We're done. The Hurt Business is over. Want nothing more to do with you. And that was it. So Omos threw Cedric out, and then when he turned around, Lashley then speared Omos, tossed him out the ring, got MVP, who was the legal man, and then put him in the Hurt Lock. Quick tap out, and then right after, following night on Raw, Omos did a quick 3-second squash on Cedric, and just as they're out there celebrating, out come Rude and Ziggler, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler cut them off. MVP and Omos get pissed off and start getting on their fate, getting in their business. The hell you doing? You don't go and interrupt our TV time like that. And then Ziggler, boom, super kicks MVP right in the face. So, looks like we're leading to that. Next matchup, we got Kevin Owens going against Ezekiel. And Zeke, you know, I give credit where credit's due. Ezekiel, he tried to end it early, right at the start, and did not work. For the most part, Kevin Owens was leading this match. Loved the way he kept working it, constantly yelling at him, tell the truth, say you're a liar, all this, that, and the other stuff. Really loved it, you know, and it's just, yeah, it was great to see. Match came to an end when Owens wound up popping a stunner on him the following night on Raw. Ezekiel had a match against Otis, which Ezekiel got the win. Kevin Owens, afterwards, Ezekiel then wound up getting a mic, insisting Kevin Owens come out to give him a rematch. He was like, whoa. Hold on now. I beat you last night. I don't have to give you a rematch. No. But I'll give you one if you tell us all you're Elias. Alright, fine, I am. Don't just say that. Say it. Say it for all to hear. I am Elias. I knew it! Yes, you are! You admit it! And then Ezekiel, whoa. I just took a page out of Kevin Owens' playbook. I lied! And then tucked tail and ran. So it's like, he's lying, he's a liar. Leave it at that. Next up, we got the trios mixed tag match. Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, which, Rhea Ripley in her new gear. Yeah. Heart pills again. Heart pills. Probably gonna get a brain duster too. Going against Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, and Uncle Alan, AJ Styles. All competitors going big brawl right at the start. It was just, yeah. Big mashup brawl at the start. Finn wound up working as the punching bag for a minute, and then AJ got the hot tag, started cleaning up good. Then AJ tagged in Liv. Liv and Rhea, they had a good couple solid minutes in there to shine. Personally, I would have liked for them to have a little more, but it was what it was. And especially making a mixed trios tag match, that's kind of tricky because, with the mixed tag rules, men compete with men, women compete with women. I get that, and I am not going to go into a debate on yes or no, pro, con of intergender matches. But for the sake of argument we're saying for WWE, intergender, bad, girls versus girls, boys versus boys. You know, you can only do so much with it. You can only do so much on that kind of with that kind of formula. So yeah. And with 4 guys in there and 2 girls, you kind of have where the majority of the story is going to go already. So, match comes to an end. Match comes to an end when Finn winds up going for the coup de grace onto Edge. Rhea then runs interference and steps in between. Liv Morgan then jumps on her back, starts pummeling her. Finn then goes for the jump again, misses, or not goes for the jump again, standing up there, then goes for the jump, misses, gets hit with a spear. Now, know what you're asking. You're asking, Tim, why the hell are you still doing this, first off? Secondly, you're saying, what happened to AJ? Well, at one point, AJ wound up getting his bell clocked, and he got thrown to the outside of the ring, and you saw trainers rush over, trying their best to stay off camera. But you just look, if you watch the match, you could see they're down in a little corner, like around here where my hand's at, and they're all rushing around like over there. I think AJ caught a nasty cut on his face. I don't know. I haven't read or seen anything out there on the interwebs, but I also go out of my way to avoid most internet to avoid the dirt sheets, unless somebody throws it in my face, unless it's like thrown in my face like, hey, there's a big news article. I'm like, oh fuck. But either way, AJ wound up getting knocked out, and then the trainers rushed over. The following night on Raw, Edge and his group came out and they announced they had a new member, and then they brought out the new mystery member. Drum roll, please. Wade, drum roll, please. Seriously, Wade, drum roll. Dude. Oh, God damn it. This is what I get for cheap. This is what I get for fucking cheap labor. The newest member was Finn. Finn then explained as he was up on top, perched high, he saw the look in Edge's eye and realized he was on the wrong side. He needed to join Edge, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Then Damian Priest said, we're ready to cut ties to all those that are holding us back. And that means you. And then Edge's face went, wait, what? And then they all proceeded to beat the living crap out of Edge. And then Rhea, holding back the refs and holding back all the refs and agents with a chair. Damian Priest then does a one-man concerto on the Edge, and then Edge gets stretchered out. So it's a good way to take Edge off TV. I don't know if he's going to do a movie, a show, or whatever, but he's going to be off TV for a while, and then it gives him a chance to come back and get to go and do the whole, I'm going to kill my creation kind of bit. Next up, it's the match I had zero interest in. Corbin versus Madcap Moss. Honestly, now, Moss, he came out earlier. He came out on Friday, returning with wearing just generic trunks, generic black biker shorts, knee pads, hands taped up, looking like a default character out of a WWE 2K game. And listen, I said he needed to get out of the booty shorts and suspenders. I didn't mean he needed to just go and hit default, but apparently it worked. So, but as far as the match went, a lot of brawling outside, a lot of brawling outside of the mat, and, I'll say this, it was better than their last pay-per-view match, but it was just, it was better than their last match they had with each other, but it was just still, Zero interest. I got zero interest in either guy. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, saying, oh, fuck him. Fuck that guy. No. It's just, you don't do anything to appeal to me. So I have zero interest, zero investment in you. Since you are neither cold nor warm, I spit you out. Yeah. At the end of the match, Corbin got the win. He did a fallaway onto the ring stairs, which were rigged up against the turnbuckle corner, and then wound up spear. And then after that, then did yeah. God damn it! Get my fucking words right. Did a fallaway onto the stairs, and then afterwards, then wound up getting the chair bit done again. Did the chair bit again, so yeah, that was it. Next up, we got U.S. title match, Theory versus Mustafa Ali. Real quick, fast pace. Now, I know everyone always says, oh, well, WWE never likes their talent to win in their hometowns, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Just look what Vince did at Montreal. Look what he did with this guy at this town and this town and this town. Listen, who the fuck cares if the show is in their hometown arena or not? The show is being produced. The show is on a global view. You could have Raw in Austin, Texas, and you could be from Hoboken, New Jersey. That show's going to be in Hoboken, New Jersey. So guess what? That's a home show. Now, if you lose in Austin, Texas, and the person and somebody that knows you that still lives in Hoboken sees it, the fuck's it matter? Listen, yeah, wins and losses do matter to an extent, but it doesn't. You just get over the whole, oh, I hate the hometown win shit. Get the fuck over it, man. Just, ugh. Either way, real fast start with both competitors. Really dug that. And at Theory, he was leading at the start, and for the most part as well, Mustafa wound up getting some moves, some offense in. It was fairly decent, really dug it. But at the end, Theory got the win. Ali went for the 054. He missed. Theory then wound up working on Mustafa's knee, worked it, wrenched it for a little bit, and then hit him with the ATL. Following night, after Bobby Lashley was gloating over his victory over MVP and Omos, Austin Theory came out then. Excuse me. Theory came out boasting on how he didn't need any outside interference for his win. He got his victory on his own, and then tried to go and say to Lashley, look at this bicep. And then Lashley just looking like, yeah, look at this one. And just like, okay, yeah, that dude's way bigger. And then Lashley then issued a challenge saying he wanted a shot at Theory's U.S. title. Whether we get that sometime relatively soon or not, I don't know. It's been also announced Cena's going to be returning to Raw for his 20-year anniversary. And Cena's trolling game out there on the Instagram is quite interesting, is quite good, I must say. Because it's possibly hinting he's going to go after the U.S. title, possibly at SummerSlam. So now that we have all gone over that, now let's get to the main event of the night. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Hell in a Cell. And, okay, first off, we need to appreciate Seth Rollins' trolling game. I know I said that before when he did his match with Roman, but coming out in his Shield gear and Shield entrance, but he came out that night in polka dots, baby. That's right, Seth Rollins. He come out in polka dots. Just like the American dream, the Rhodes, if you will. And yeah, couldn't help but just be like, oh, this motherfucker. He is good. He's good. And then Cody came out, and you could see he was only lifting his left arm. He wasn't really doing much with his right. And then he took off his robe, and you could see it. It was all, yeah, he legitimately tore it. I thought it was a work until I saw it, and then it was just, you can't fake. You know, you could put makeup on to make it look all bad and bruised up, but you can't fake the way the muscle came off, the way that muscle sits. And that muscle just was like sagging. And it was just like, oh my God. And just wow. Major ups to Cody on that, because I've only seen 2 wrestlers compete in a match where they've had a muscle tear completely straight off the bone and still choose to compete and continue. Triple H, when he tore his quad in that tag match with him and Austin against Jericho and Benoit, and he earned my respect that night. And Cody doing this match, because this, oh my God, and I hate using the term modern era, because, you know, you could say within the next 5 years that's modern era. You know, but as far as for going from within the past 10 years, going from 2012 to now, this is hands down one of, if not the fucking best Hell in a Cell matches to date. You know, Cody, like I said, he took off the vest, showed the torn pec, and he was legitimately pretty much working like a one-armed man in this match. And I give mad credit where credit's due to Seth for protecting Cody as much as possible, but you know, he did show some spots where it was working it, and it was just like he would get he got a Singapore cane, whacked Cody in the shoulder, got the butt end of it and dug it in like that, like you thought, like you see somebody like digging it in, wrenching it, and just like, oh my God, oh, how can he do this? How the hell is Cody doing this? It's just, whoa. And, you know, I was talking to one of my good buddies on it while we were watching this match, Fletch, and we were both just amazed, like, how in the hell is he doing this, man? Dude, this is like a train wreck. I want to look away, but I can't. Oh my God. Because when Seth was dominating, oh man, he was fucking dominating it. Like, and at one point, Seth, he had a weight belt hidden under the ring with polka dots on it that said Visionary, and then he wound up cracking Cody, and to quote JR, "Seth's fresh, she's whipping him like a government mule." Whipped him, you know, as JR would say, it was whipping him like a government mule, and just like, whoa. Okay, he's working basically with a dead arm, and he's letting him get whipped. This dude really has love for the fucking sport. He's got love for this fucking business like you would not fucking believe if he's choosing to do this. At one point, Cody then starts building some momentum, actually goes, gets a bull rope. Get a bull rope, hooks it up to his good arm, hands the other end to Rollins. Come on, put it on! And Rollins like, alright, I'll humor you. And then they start working like it's a bull rope match for a bit, and then clocks him with a cowbell, goes to try and clock him with a cowbell, and at one point Cody actually did a pedigree. I kid you not. He butterflied Seth's arms, had him hooked up, and then did a pedigree. And I give credit because, yeah, Triple H, he tore his pec at the Australia show where him and Shawn were going against Kane and Taker. That pedigree he did, he couldn't hook his arm all the way up. He got like basically kind of like this. Cody, no. He had full up and then dropped. Like, dude, whoa. Fuck. But, It was just non-stop, like, holy shit. This was a car wreck. This was like a train wreck had a nuke dropped on it, and it's just like, and you can't look away as much as you fucking want to. I cannot put over enough on how you should watch that match. It came to an end when Cody, he did 2 crossroads, and then at one point, Seth, he pulled out the sledgehammer, going from channeling his one mentor, Death of Rose, to channeling his other mentor, Hunter, and then both were fighting with the hammer for a bit, but Cody hit 2 crossroads, and then got the sledgehammer, and then wham! Slammed Seth in the face with it. 1, 2, 3, that was it. Excuse me. Video then showed up online minutes after the pay-per-view went off air, showing Cody cutting a promo saying, "Nobody forced me to compete tonight. I chose to do this all on my own accord." So I don't want anyone saying anything otherwise. The following night on Raw, he came out, he started the show, cut a promo saying on how, he went to hell, he went to war and all that jazz, that kind of bit. And then said he's got to step to the side. He's going to go for surgery this coming Wednesday. And, and then looked up, saw the Money in the Bank briefcase, said, 4 weeks' time sure would be nice to get the one thing I have that's eluded me. And then Seth came out looking beat up, limping, then got a mic. You've earned my respect after last night. And I know I speak for Dusty when he saying he's proud. And then they hugged. Seth then walked. Cody then thanked the crowd, then proceeded to leave. And he's, looking all choked up, teary-eyed. And then Seth, boom, sneak attack with the sledgehammer, just keeps digging and drilling into that spot where Cody's messed up arm is. And it just like, oh, you motherfucker, you pulled on the heartstrings and you just did all that. God damn, oh, fuck. God, I want to hate him for it, but that's such beautiful fucking work. God, I love when a bad guy is being a good fucking bad guy. Damn. And just, yeah. And then Cody then gets, the paramedics come over. They go to try and offer him onto the stretcher. He's like, no. And then walks out on his own accord. So, with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter @TimVicious. And thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship as a contributor to the show. There were a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. And folks, make sure y'all check out whatamaneuver.net for Vicious Rants Apparel. Help support the show and help pay for the AC bills in here. This place gets real hot during the summer. And don't forget to follow these cool ass cats on Twitter. Kenny Killer DSB_IP, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Dogs in your face. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck it. What I've done, but don't forget me.